So here's an example that we like to show our clients on a withdrawal. So let's say Mike and Sue, they're 65, they just retired, they're very happy. But in order to determine what their withdrawal percentage is, the amount that they could pull out of the account, they got to figure out a few things. One is, what are their annual expenses? What are their income sources? And how much do they have invested? So those are the three starting points. For retirement expenses, I like to do everything annually. It's just a little bit easier. So we'll multiply everything by 12 to get it annually. So the first thing we want to look at is the necessary expenses. You know, what do we have? What bills must we pay every month? Well, we got to pay the mortgage if we have one. We must pay our property tax, our water bill, our insurance, and our utilities. We have to have transportation. So it's going to be insurance on the car, repairs, etc. We all love paying our taxes, right? Raise your hand if you love paying taxes. Nobody raised their hand. We have to pay for our health care, food, and clothing. So these are things we got to pay for regardless. Then we have what are called elective expenses. And this would be dining out. How many people go out to dinner at least 3 times a week? Anybody go out 5 times a week? Anybody every day? Okay, 5 times a week. If you really sit down and take a notebook and just for 1 week, write down everything you spend that's elective. Starbucks, $3, or buying a sandwich at the mall for $5 or $6, or going out to dinner at the Olive Garden that's going to cost you $30 or $40, and then you figure out what you spend 1 week in elective spending. It's astonishing because you don't think you're spending that much. But you see it on paper, it really adds up. So this would be estimating our elective expenses. So then we're going to add up those two numbers. We're going to say, okay, here's my necessary, here's my elective, what's my total? Then we're going to look at our income sources. So our income sources would be retirement income. And again, we're going to do that on an annual basis. So where are we getting our income? Well, most of us have Social Security, and that's a percentage. Some of us work for a larger corporation, or perhaps, we're teachers, firefighters, law enforcement officers, and they're going to get a pension. Some people are still working. So these are some areas of income. And then we're going to estimate our investment assets. So we have our savings account, which is liquid, our CDs. You know what CD stands for? Certificate of Disappointment. Because the interest rates are about how much right now? Yeah, about 1.5 on a CD. Yeah. We have our 401ks, 403bs, simple IRAs, etc., stocks, bonds, mutual funds, deferred annuities. So let's say our total investable assets are about $585,000. So we're going to add up our total annual expenses minus our income, and that equals the required amount that we have to get from the assets. So this is the first number we're looking to get. We take our total expenses, we subtract out our income sources, and we have a shortfall of about $23,000. So we need $23,000 divided by our total assets of $585,000, and that equals the annual withdrawal rate. This particular person has a shortfall. They got to pull out about 4% of that $585,000 in order to have enough income to pay all the bills. So it's a simple exercise that you really should do when you go home. What are my expenses that I must pay? Approximately, what are my elective expenses? What's my income from Social Security, pension, etc.? And then what's the shortfall I need to pull out of my portfolio?